Okay, this is a video for the LZA6 regular version, not the mini. This is the one that's got a switch that you can push. You see it elevated there, depressed there. That would be activated or on. What does that do? My very first measurement that I've ever put on the internet. Dun-dun-dun, sound of popping cherry. This is not an accurate response graph because I'm still calibrating my rig. However, the difference between these two goes all the way to about 8K. It seems to be making a difference, particularly all the way up to about 3K. It looks like you have a steady 4 dB, 5 dB, 6 dB difference. Essentially, is what you're doing is hitting a loudness button for all you need to know what is going to happen. It doesn't do really anything in the really upper registries, so that when I activate this, it doesn't give me a awkward like, oh, turn that down. I've never done that. I played with this several times with different genres at different volume levels, and I wouldn't push that button at high volume anyway, but with lower volumes it doesn't ever seem to. People said, what if you accidentally hit it and then it's going to, you know, scream at your eardrum? It's not that much, actually. I was thinking the same thing, but it didn't sound like much and it doesn't measure like much. That's the difference. That's the switch not engaged, and this is the switch engaged. It looks like what cables look like when they do comparisons. It's changing, it's the impedance, the resistance. You get the same line. It's the perceived volume is different. So that's what the button does, pretty much. Accuracy of the graph is questionable till I get this totally sorted out, but this is input data, and essentially the gain, the volume, is being increased by tapping that button, and that's what the button does. Okay, the LZA6 in design looks pretty much identical to the Hibiki Shozi. Really essentially the same thing, except this is made out of a metal. This is a metal, and the Hibikis were a hard plastic or a different type of plastic, if I recall correctly. I have them in my possession somewhere. This is metal. Button has not really any play. It's fine. It's not loose like it's going to come off. Don't sit on it. It's a 2-pin, 0.078. It's pretty standard. I'm not even going to take it out. What a pain in the ass that is. So if you have aftermarket cables, you can do it. Cable itself, like I said with the mini, it really doesn't get in my way, as you can see. Like, just drop it. No big deal. You do that with some sets, like, oh, I think I'll just do that. And then when you pick it up, you actually got to do some untangling. Now watch me have to untangle. No, I don't. There we go. So cable is fine. It's not pimp, but it's also not spider. So I'm cool. I'm cool with that. That's the basic design of it. Okay, bass. Bass on these sounds stronger. Remember, okay, this is a 4-6 LZ. A6 stands for 6. There's 4 balanced armatures, there's 1 dynamic driver, and there's 1 ceramic tweeter. That ceramic tweeter makes me feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't seem to be bothering me in this configuration in the way that it bothers me with the mini. Like, the mini can't get wrecked. This probably is going to get wrecked. I really genuinely like this sound a lot. Bass, impact, bone crusher, grip in the grain, car audio, slam, hits very good. I like it. I was asked when I first got this, how did I think about it, and my opinion wasn't great. It's better now. I'm using foams. Some sets just seem to need them in my ears, and my ears need them with this set. And with this set, I'm getting a full solid seal, and the bass sounds Very strong. It's got great impact. It's not lacking for anything, and it's not getting in the way. And for example of getting in the way, I'm doing a video, man. Could you? You gotta love it when covers get in the way. This is Dreams, Fleetwood Mac. When Stevie Nicks' voice comes in, that bass line is still present, although it seems to be slidered down a little bit in the studio. But with sets that got a little bit too much bass, that might seem to overwhelm Stevie just a little bit. Doesn't seem to be happening with. Might be slightly bass bleed, but because this has multiple drivers and some of them are taking care of that region where the bleed occurs, it doesn't really, it's not interrupting. It's like masking, but it's not being masked. Or it is, but it's being masked by another driver that's taking over that region. So the problem with multiple driver sets is the cohesion, and the benefit with them is that you can sometimes have an overlapping of the tuning, and because something like the bass driver is maybe going a little too far, another BA that's taking over, let's say at 330, is kind of covering that up. So it's compensating for what might be the failure of the dynamic driver. Not that this is doing that, but masking on that level, in that sense, is a good thing. And it works well here. I would think that if there was not multiple BAs, at least one of them in the 330 range, this might be an issue. It's not. It actually sounds quite good. So that's the bass. Okay, mids. No More, No More by Aerosmith. Piano sounds great. I can hear the ceramic tweeter a little bit. If you've ever heard a ceramic tweeter, you might know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it is about a ceramic tweeter that does what it does, but it seems to be strong around 8 to me, which is where my sensitive spot is. So this is probably going to get a wreck from me, but it's really close because of that ceramic tweeter. It's not the mids and it's not the bass. It's what's taking care of the ultra high, which I gotta assume is the ceramic. It's like a piezo tweeter, in my opinion. This set sounds very clear. The line between clarity and too much, like quick fatigue, is close on this set if you listen to music that has a lot of stuff in the upper registry. So mids are fine, but as you get to the later mids and get in the treble, you start to feel that ceramic tweeter coming into effect. So people that are sensitive to treble, these are not rolled off. I'll say that for sure. My graph is not accurate, so I won't use that as a reference other than just what the switch does. But mids sound fine, but they're giving you a preview of the treble. So that's the mids. Okay, treble on this set, using Boston 4-play. It's been such a long time. Sounds good at low volume. By the way, this is one of those sets that at low volume everything seems to be okay. It's not losing its overall details, so that you gotta listen at a medium to high volume just to get the details. This seems to hold it together at low volume. The ceramic tweeter in the treble is going to give you a lot of detail. So this is a unique set, actually. It's got quite a good impact in the bass. The mids are not bad. I'd call it slightly V-shaped. And where the peaks are, I don't know, but it sounds like the one might be near 8K. It's not bothering me, but I can see that it might bother other people. So sometimes stuff I like I can't wreck because I know that it's going to really rub a lot of people the wrong way. This is really close to that, but I don't think so. So I get a lot of detail, a lot of the sparkly digital rain at the beginning on 4-play. It's been such a long time when the guitar comes in, the upper strings of the guitar, harmonic-wise, are coming in very, very clear. So this would be a set that I would think if you listen to rock and roll would be good for, you know, one side of an album. Longer than that, you might sound slightly fatigued. Unless you were listening to this with the button down, got adjusted to that and decided to relax yourself a little and just reach over to your ear instead of your source and then let it out. because you would be dropping your dB by about 4. So in that sense, it's kind of cool. You can be doing something and not reach for your player. Just reach up to your ear, touch it, and then go ahead and hit that button. Price is over $300. This is where it gets tough because there's a lot of sets out there that have not any issues, and they cost like $200. So it's innovative. It's got 3 different kinds of drivers in it. It sounds like the cohesiveness is good. The masking of one driver over the other is compensating or cleaning up a little bit, so it sounds good. So do I wreck it? I'm going to think about that, actually. But I enjoy listening to it. So it's weird. I like it because I can deal with it, but I did pay for it. You guys pay for it, so I can't say, yeah, get this, you'll be fine. I don't know. I like it. I like detail. I only listen for about a half an album at a time. And rarely I do sometimes go through marathons. So it's a good set. It's better than the Mini. If you were considering this or the Mini, I would really recommend this one over the Mini. This one, the low end has a much better punch. Mids are maybe not quite there. Treble is rough sometimes, but it's a good set. I like it. I think it's a little expensive for what it does, to be honest with you, though. But that's me. I'm not the company, so they make the choices about that. Sounds good. Thank you to Joe for giving me the opportunity to try them out. Slamming, cutting edge technology, 3 different types of drivers inside, plays all genre. If you're treble sensitive, you might want to get another look at a graph when it comes out and find out where these peaks are, because one might be close to 8K. And for me, that's a sensitive spot. And that's it. LZ A6. I'm out.